All right, ready? So welcome to November subscription tasting with my friend Jamie Jongkind.
Jongkind,
which means young child.
Young child in Dutch.
In Dutch. Who are you?
Well, I'm Jamie. I'm from the Netherlands, so I used to live in Rotterdam pretty much for like when I grew up and everything. And I started the restaurant there, and the roastery, or co-founded a restaurant and a roastery.
Cool.
And it was also a big bar inside, and it was this huge tropical swimming paradise. And
in Rotterdam.
In Rotterdam,
Okay.
it was on the outskirts of the city center, and we did a lot of great cooking, and yeah, it was, later on, like after the first successful summer, we had some money to invest in a coffee roast, and started roasting.
Then why are you here in Norway?
Well, after 5 years, it was time to move on, and I've always wanted to do a bit more with the green sourcing side.
Yeah.
So I got in contact with Morten, the owner, the founder of Nordic Approach, of course, and he basically said, "Can you start next month?"
So you're sourcing green coffee for Nordic Approach and also selling.
Yeah.
By the way, Nordic Approach is a green coffee import company that's upstairs. We're in my lab now at Tøyen, the new lab, and Nordic Approach has the third and the fourth floor. It's actually a company that I co-founded with Morten Wennersgaard, but I'm not part of anymore. But we still have very good relations.
We like to have you hang around sometimes. So.
Yeah. Just to be critical. That's my job.
He is.
Well, that's a pretty cool job. You get to travel a little bit to not just producing countries, but also other countries, I guess.
Yeah, so you get, it's great to get because you get the opportunity to get the message across better.
Yeah.
Like you travel there, you talk to the people, you've been a roaster, so I find myself really lucky to be in a position to have gone through all those sections in life. So I'm pretty early, so that's kind of cool.
That's how it is. But today we're going to talk about not a Rwandan or a Burundian coffee, because I don't buy those. Strange.
Maybe that's fun.
Maybe. No, it's just my personal taste.
Okay.
So I prefer to buy coffees in Ethiopia, which we are going to taste now.
Yeah.
And you might know this coffee.
Yeah.
I actually bought this coffee through Nordic Approach. As many of you may know, we're not sourcing directly in Ethiopia at the moment. We're working on getting there, but as a small roaster it's been quite difficult. But now it's been opening up much more, so it's easier to kind of go to a small farm and maybe work directly with those. So my hope is to kind of get to the same level that I'm working with Fika Tamana, or, but in Ethiopia. But it's going to take a lot of time and effort. I guess the problem is we only have one person doing this in my company, and that's me. And I also run the company, so it's a
you have to be efficient.
Time management. Should we taste?
Yes.
I just drank mine. It's a delicious coffee, and compared to Hunkute, which is our kind of famous Ethiopian, that's a cooperative. So we have been buying that for many years. But the Hunkute coffees are always very kind of elegant and floral, and kind of not so heavy bodied, not so fruity. More like a really nice black tea, I think.
Compared to this one.
This one is, for me, like apricot jam. What do you get when you drink it?
Yeah, for me it's also like very stone fruit, peach-like, but also hoppy. Like you have this really nice. I really love when an Ethiopian coffee has hops, because it has this super complex bitterness to it. Yeah. Not in a coffee bitterness way, but in a very developed, nice way where you get a lot of complexity to the coffee. So it's
it actually reminds me a little bit about IPAs, that kind of fruit you get in IPAs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Talking about beer now, not coffee.
We'll be in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean there are also, in Ethiopia it's a huge country and a lot of different setups. So you have like the farmers might sell to Israel, which is a private washing station. Or they can go to a cooperative, sell there, and they also have like small, medium, large farms. So it is possible to find
definitely
different models there. Okay, so the Boji for me, apricot, IPA, like hoppy flavors, Very intense. And if you're going to brew this, how would you brew it?
I would brew it on a V60 because it already has this kind of tea-like body.
Yeah.
So you can emphasize that. That's what I would do anyway. And then I think
that's why I brewed it on my Wilfa brewer, because I don't have to pour water.
And then you get this so it rounds out the bitterness for me. When you put it in a V60, it's a little cleaner, and and it gets the florals a bit more brighter and even more intense.
And just so you know, this coffee is very soluble, which means it's easy to extract. So you can actually go a little bit coarser on the grind setting when you're brewing this coffee, just to get that extra fruit out. The problem if it's too fine, then you get also bitterness because you're just over extracting. So you can go slightly coarser on this coffee compared to the next coffee, which I'm going to give you. That's the correct one now. So the Boji will go out to all our filter subscribers. That gets 1 bag, and of course all the other ones as well. And also for espresso, we're also roasting it for espresso because it's so easy to extract. This is amazing as espresso, really fruity, not too acidic, but just like really fruity and jammy. The other coffee that we're sending out is our classic Finca Tamala, and the reason is it's a new harvest. Not a new harvest as in right now, they just finished harvesting, but this is the harvest from December last year. And that coffee, takes another 30 days to dry, so in January it was ready to be cupped, and then it takes a couple of months for it to be packed and shipped and so on. So we've had this in storage for a couple of months already, but we had to use up the June harvest from last year. It's still tasting really nice, I think. The December harvest is very small. It's the Mitaka harvest, so they don't pick a lot of coffee, but I still like to support
What is small compared to?
Oh, okay. Main harvest, which is April to July, they pick normally 300 bags, 70 kilo bags of coffee. And in the Mitaka, they pick maybe 40-50 bags.
So it's really small.
It's different from farm to farm, of course, but so it's very, very small. It's difficult to pick this coffee because there's not a lot of ripe cherries on the tree. You have to do extra sorting to get the high quality because it's just so uneven. So it is a little bit more expensive to produce. So of course we want to support Elias to, they need to get to work during that period, and also the coffee is tasting really nice. Sometimes a little bit more fruity than the main harvest. Yeah. But this time I think it's quite equal to at least the new harvest that's coming in a couple of months again. What do you get from this cup?
Again, I love this coffee. It's like maybe a weird comparison, but I have this Japanese green tea at home, and it's not. When I say fermenty, it's always going to be a bad thing, like natural or something, but it's not natural at all. It's very clean, but it has this fermenty taste that, in the way that green tea has, like a very distinct. It has the brightness is very crispy or something, I guess, if that makes sense. But so it's nice and herbal, green tea, but very heavy body. Also the kind of slight, even some like brown sugar. Yeah, definitely.
For me, it's like this heavy, nice, creamy texture, and that brown sugar sweetness that is just why I love drinking a lot of this coffee. In fact, when I'm on the farm, I'm going next week to Tamala. I normally bring 2 kilos of coffee for a 2 to 3 week visit, and I mainly bring Tamala coffee because that's what we enjoy drinking in the morning. So sweet and nice. We also bring like Kenyans, but we just end up drinking the Tamala coffee there. But if you get both of these coffees, which if you have 2 bags or more, you will get the Tamala as well. I highly recommend starting drinking the Tamala and then switch to the Ethiopian. It makes it so much easier to get the fruit.
Just like we did.
Yeah.
Very professional.
Well, we did the opposite. Yeah. And also brew them at the same time and go back and forth because they're so different. And it really pops out the flavors. But if you start with the Tamala, it's going to taste, it's a little sweet, a little fruity. Then I go to the Ethiopian, it's like, whoa, fruit. And then I go back to the Tamala, it's like, oh, that's a little herbal. And
but that's actually why I think I get this more, because I didn't taste it before.
Yeah.
That's why I get it a bit more dry instead of creamy.
Yeah.
Which can also be nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm wondering how it will taste if I didn't taste it in Ethiopia.
So if you have an AeroPress, brew the tamana on the AeroPress, brings maybe out a little bit more of the fruit, but with the Ethiopian definitely a filter because it's so clean and elegant. And also grind-wise, the tamana needs to be ground slightly finer than the Ethiopian. So again, the Ethiopian is very easy to extract for some obscure reason. You know, it might be a variety. It's probably grown quite high above sea level, so you just get more soluble stuff into the beans. Yeah. And also the roast was it was quite different to roast actually, this coffee. So maybe that also helps. I don't know.
No. What altitude is this grown at?
So the tamana is 1650 to 1750.
So this is 19 to 2100.
Yeah. So very high. And of course completely different climates.
Yeah. But Boji is actually means cold weather in their local. I forgot what the language is, but yeah. So in the night it cools down to like 12, 14 degrees from 35, so it can do a lot.
Yeah, we can have that in Tamala on rare occasions. Normally it's like 16 degrees at night. Cool. But we do get some cold nights, especially in like November, December when this is picked. Then it's normally quite cold. You have to bring a wool sweater. And it's also humid, so we get kind of cold to the bone.
You're very good. So.
Great, Jamie. Thanks so much for joining this tasting.
No worries, man.
If you are not subscribing to our coffees yet and would like to drink these beautiful coffees, you can just go to our webpage. You can also subscribe to our videos on YouTube, which you're watching now, where we also make videos from Tamana and other places. I'll go to Ethiopia in November. That's the plan. So hopefully I can visit this washing station and also the area around. Which area is it from?
Just this is Hunkute, so it's just south of Yegorchef.
Yeah.
It's like 25 kilometers, I think, from the actual Yegorchef town.
So Yegorchef is the kind of most famous coffee area traditionally in Ethiopia, which makes a lot of sense because the coffees are really amazing. But there are so many other good areas that has kind of been undiscovered until recently. So that's why I'm going down to try to figure out, you know, which are the coffees that I really enjoy. I definitely enjoy drinking this.
Are you opening up another farm there?
No. And I think we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Thank you. Cool.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you. Come again.